Hello everyone and welcome back to a new round of the new Byte gaming news. Today we have lots of stuff coming on, especially from CES and some hardware, so let's get right into the news. But first, an update to my Alien video that I did yesterday. Apparently 20th Century Fox still has more plans to come for the Alien game, so they announced Alien Blackout game, which is only for mobile phones, and sadly a big disappointment for everyone who was hoping for a proper console and PC title sequel for Alien Isolation. Well, apparently there's still more coming soon. We don't know what it is, if it's going along with the read, play, and watch, and the play part stands for the mobile game. It doesn't mean that there's not a real game coming still, because there's only read and watch left, and that's probably not a game, but who knows? We'll be excited and of course follow up with news as soon as they happen. Then from CES, LG will finally sell this rollout TV, which sounds very interesting, and it is also very interesting looking. Here on Gizmodo, we see that this screen is just falling out and it has so many great features, probably costs like $16,000 or something. The basic gist is there's this box down here which has all the speakers with Dolby Atmos, of course, and even AI support for even better virtual surround sound. And of course the screen just popping up if you need it. It pops down also, and the sound still continues if you want to. So for example, you have your smart TV, you want to play Spotify but don't watch the screen all the time, you can just fold back in. And it's really interesting looking, I gotta say. With LG's current top tier 65-inch OLED going for $7,000 US, you can expect that the price is close to this 5-figure programs, which is amazing. They also announced 8K TVs by now, and apparently they use also AI again to upscale content, no matter if it's 1080p or 4K even, to bring it up to 8K. But in all seriousness, I have a 4K TV in my living room right now, and I don't know what I should do with even 4 times more pixel density. So yeah, having an 8K TV is something nice to think about, but who's really interested in buying these? I don't know. But this thing here actually looks quite cool. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Would you get this rollout TV? Would you think this would be really nice for your living situation? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, we have actually in the Humble Store, sadly only in the US, but you can also get now 3DS and Nintendo Switch games. And there's titles like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, for example. And of course, also you can buy the Nintendo Switch online subscription for a 3 or 12-month period on the Humble Store, which, in all seriousness, it's interesting because I think not really that many digital key setters are allowed right now from Nintendo. I see, of course, people buying off and selling these card codes that you can get, which is sort of digital game codes. But Humble Store opening up for this also is really interesting right away. Then again, only available in the US, but still, maybe it comes out also for Europe later. Who knows? Then we have actually rumors, and this is not confirmed, this is just speculation. Apparently, Dataminers have found out the last few DLC characters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I think I just want to report about this, not because I think this is actually true, but for just thinking about it, because it sounds so ridiculously and funny. So we have the Piranha Plant, which we know already is coming out for free DLC, and we have Persona 5 Joker, who is coming also soon. Then apparently the Dataminers say it's from Dragon Quest Edric, Ninja Gaiden's Ryu Hayabusa, and then this is where the part where I think, okay, probably not. Minecraft Steve and the Marine from Doom, and I mean, I can sort of see the Doom's Marine probably having a fighting style like Samus Aran, for example. But Steve, what's he gonna do? Pick out his diamond sword? Could be true. I don't know. So I just don't want to spend that much time on it, but just talking about it seems to be interesting. What would you think is this character selection, especially with Minecraft Steve and Doom's Marine? Would you play the Doom guy in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Because I would definitely do that, but I don't think this is really possible. I can see Dragon's Quest Edric, Ninja Gaiden's Ryu Hayabusa. These sound like halfway legit, but Steve and the Marine? Next up, we have actually more stuff from CES coming around, and HTC Vive has announced. Jesus, there's a storm happening outside. I'm sorry. The Vive Cosmos, which will be running completely without any tracking devices, because these are built into the headset actually, and you can also get these nice new controls around it, which are probably the same as usual, just looking a bit different here on this image. And I like the first response here because it's just like, yeah, all the VR stuff is really nice, but it's also very expensive. And especially with no tracking sensors needed anymore outside here, I also think this will be very costly. So yeah, Vive Cosmos, and then to probably remember later in a few decades, we talk about how ridiculously expensive it was in 2030s, maybe, when VR will actually be coming to the mass market, hopefully, and hope when it's gonna be. Like, it needs to be cheaper, guys. We can't pay that much money on it. On the opposite side, I mean, it's like a TV, right? So it's a screen, it's in front of your eyes, and using lots of high-tech stuff to make it happen. So who knows? Maybe I'm just thinking in the wrong way about it. But speaking about money, we also... Oh, sorry, one more news. One more news in between. And especially, I like this as a person who does like media stuff on the internet, sometimes even game live streams. Apparently, the new graphics card generation, the RTX, by Nvidia, is now also achieving better performance for streaming capture software, because the new Nvidia RTX codec, which previously was only using NVENC, gets now support from the RTX cores. So the ray tracing and AI cores that you have in these new RTX cards, they have to improve the performance and, of course, to dampen the effect that it takes on gameplay. So if you can see right now here, different coding settings, just very regularly. If you have a game, for example, you want to stream with this codec, it takes like 35%. Takes the FPS down in your game, even very fast. Also still takes 24% of the FPS down. And the impact gets already dampened if you use the GPU cores for that. The CUDA cores that are on the Pascal cards, for example, that I have, the 1080 Ti, helps tremendously to improve the FPS situations on games. And now with the new RTX card, even this difference can be put down by 7% points, which means, of course, a 66% improvement compared to the old system, the old NVENC codec. So that's actually cool news if you are a streamer or just interested in recording gameplay. If you use OBS, for example, this new codec in the RTX card will greatly improve the situation that you can have. And the goal for this, as they put it here, they want to minimize the need for a second PC, because a PC alone, a very good one, is quite still expensive, you know. And for somebody thinking about, maybe if I should go full time with this, I should also invest in a second PC. If you have an RTX card, this need gets smaller and smaller every day, and I'm really looking forward to this. So who knows? I'm still not interested in buying the current GPU generation with a 1080 Ti at my hands, but I guess whatever comes after that in 2 years, maybe I will probably upgrade to this generation, and then I will hopefully also get the benefits from RTX here and can use this same feature in OBS as well. For everyone else who already has an RTX card, let me know what you think about this and write it in the comments down below. Alright, but now to the last streaming bit news. And Elgato actually has announced 4 new stuff, and 3 of them actually have physical hardware. And, well, it's not physical hardware, actually, it's only 2, I think. Anyway, the first thing is this Key Light here. Key Light, which just means you have like a small LED panel, which can be controlled by software. And it's also very light, that you can probably put it around your monitor or something. That at least suggests these trailers here and the images. You have the stands here, and the idea behind this is that you actually don't need that much space anymore for them, because I'm gonna say, yeah, the softboxes that I have are a bit big, but at least they only cost like 50 euros, because here's the thing. Although this sounds very nice and looks good, especially the way that it works, with the software control, you can set up the warmth or coldness of this lights, and you can change it individually. So if you want to have like a hard light from the left and a soft light from the right, to sort of give your face a little shading, especially if you're looking from the side into the camera. And yes, it works also with Streamdeck, of course. I think this is cool, but the price, it costs 200 euros, at least here in Germany, in the German Amazon store. And I think, you know, I'm not doing this that professionally. I'm not even earning money with this, but certainly if I would go for this, I would probably first go for some cheap softbox lights. There are ones with LED lights in there. They don't need a light bulb anymore. I have these because my light bulb's actually broke. And yeah, they cost around 50 euros. And although they're a bit bigger, I think you can still manage the space for them. So 200 euros is quite a lot. And if they would do like a cheap version where you only have like the whole frame, you know, how it sets up at the desk, without any, you know, controls thing, just like put it on or put it off. And maybe that would cost at least 100 euros, I think. Then I would talk about it, maybe getting one or two. But 200 euros is quite a lot to ask for. But this is not the biggest thing. Because there's also this Thunderbolt 3 Pro dock. One cable, no promises, they say. And this thing here is, of course, for the MacBooks generation and even for the Windows Surface tablets, for example. If you would need this, I don't really see how a person would like stream from a MacBook, really. There's not the capture software combined with this. This is only a sort of a USB hub. Basically, it comes down to that. You have an SD card, micro SD card, a headset port, two USB 3.1 Gen 1. You have a gigabit Ethernet, headphone output, USB 3.1 Gen 2. As you can see here, the Type-C connectors. 2x Thunderbolt 3, of course, for power and display support, and a display port itself, including, of course, with an external power plug-in. You know, this is how this setup could look like. For example, you have your smart devices on the right, you have your external HDD also connected to this port, and you only need your MacBook, put it on there with one cable and everything's connected, and additional hardware and stuff. So it's like, if you know some people that are already working in some offices, when you have, for example, a Lenovo laptop and you have a docking station, you just put it in there and it works automatically with all the other USB and displays that are connected to them. So you could potentially just dock in your laptop if you need it, and if you're at your station, you just work at it as if it was a regular PC, and if you need it on the go or go to a meeting, you just put the laptop out of the docking station and you get it with you. So this seems to be the solution that they are aiming for, giving power users that have a MacBook the option to just with one cable to connect to everything else that they already have. But then I would say, where's the HDMI output at least? I would suggest at least one HDMI output, because one display port cable, I don't know about that. Yeah, this is the config that they probably want to get set up with this. So we have already everything connected here, your Streamdeck, your headphones, mouse and keyboard devices, and of course displays. I mean, you could chain them with DisplayPort, I think, but I'm not too sure about that right now. And yeah. So the idea behind it is really great, especially again for power users, but not for your average Joe who just wants to do some streaming stuff. And this does not even have a real streaming application. And the price for it is also very huge, because at least in German Amazon store again, it costs 350 euros. And I gotta say, okay, wow. They're really going after a premium market, I think, here with Elgato, and I guess that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing bad to say about it. Yeah, you can connect two screens, as it says here in German, up to 4K with a refresh rate of 60 Hz. All right. Last but not least, well, second to last actually, this is a very cool thing, which is all for free right now. If you have an Android phone or an iOS phone or even a tablet, you can now download the Elgato ScreenLink software, which has a free version, which allows up to 50 minutes of screen time, which you can just put over on your actually Elgato Stream software, but also it works with every other software, so Streamlabs OBS and the regular OBS also can, of course, use these inputs just as you would do with an Elgato HD60, for example. I tried this already. I recorded something from PUBG Mobile, as you can see right now on screen, if I remember to put it on. And the idea behind it is very simple. You just use the, for example, in iOS, you use the screen recording function that you already have, but instead of putting the video out in your regular camera roll, you put it out to ScreenLink. So the only thing you need to just do is probably just put in, of course, the power of your phone, and then the whole video feed gets transmitted over Wi-Fi to your PC, where your Elgato software is waiting to capture that footage. And just to go into a quick live demo of it, I'll just put it on right now. Right, so now the software is connected, and you can see here that I play, for example, Game Dev Tycoon that I bought. Here you can say, oh, just set everything up, blah, 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 blah. You see, it's very easy to use, and image quality is not bad. For example, we go transport action, of course, and go on, put the stuff in here, and it just works. But this is a 2D game with not that much action happening on screen, and of course you can say, okay, this looks quite cool. This PUBG Mobile footage that I recorded has lots more details in it, and there you can see actually how the bitrate really needs to put up. Like, it needs to be increased a lot to avoid all that screen tearing and the fragmentations, of course, from the encoding. Well, that's almost it. We have only one more thing that I'm personally excited about, and that is that the Streamdeck now also has the public SDK support. So if you want to do your own plugins for them, your own services that you want to include with Streamdeck, you can do stuff like this. Some examples here. There's a counter which is written in JavaScript, a language that's widely available, and I mean, it's for free to use, of course, but lots of people learn it already in many school systems and, of course, at universities, and so many more stuff that you can do with this. And I'm really excited to look at it myself. I have a Stream Deck. I have the knowledge to write at least in JavaScript, so why not just play around with it? There's, for example, a useful application, the developer behind Destiny Inventory Manager, which is an app on a website where you can just put on or off weapons, for example, in your Destiny game. If you could automate that with the Stream Deck here, this would be a perfectly fine function, of course, because you just put 1-2 buttons in there and already you switch around your setup in Destiny in the game from a simple, for example, a strike setup to a PvP setup and vice versa. So that's the cool application about it. Okay, guys, and that's it for the news today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you had a good time. I'll see you soon again, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.